There's an abundance of awesome characters within the world of One Punch Man, yet not all of them can claim that they've genuinely impressed the One Punch Man himself in some fashion or another. Today we're going to look at every character within One Punch Man who has impressed Saitama and how they managed to do so. I'm going to break this video up into 3 sections: anime, bonus chapters, and manga. So use the timestamps provided along with my warning beforehand to know which part of the video to stop at if you don't want any manga spoilers. For extra clarity, anime only viewers are safe to watch the bonus chapters area, since that material is very unserious, takes place before season 3's events, and is also likely to never be animated in the future anyway. We have to start with the ultimate disciple himself, Genos. And what may surprise some of you to know is that Saitama was impressed with Genos from the very first appearance. Yes, Saitama had spent a whole lot of time and energy trying to catch one pesky mosquito, to no avail. Yet when he encountered Genos, who had his hands full with an entire swarm of mosquitoes, Saitama witnessed Genos use his explosive power to completely decimate an entire swarm of the flying bugs with one epic blast. This display prompted Saitama to compliment Genos by saying that he's awesome, and that he even saved him. Now, we as viewers know that Genos didn't save Saitama from anything dangerous. However, he felt the need to genuinely say such a thing, meaning Genos' effort did not go unnoticed. And given how Saitama spent so much time being hassled by one mosquito, seeing someone take out an uncountable amount all at once no doubt looked like something both incredibly useful and satisfying to him. Definitely impressed as far as anti-mosquito measures can go. Genos went on to arguably impress Saitama again near the start of season 2 when displaying his quickness against Speed of Sound Sonic. The Demon Cyborg's upgraded movements had Saitama staring on in surprise at how much faster Genos had become since the last time he saw him in combat. I wouldn't say Saitama was impressed with this level of speed on its own, since we all know Saitama has witnessed greater speed before this against Boros, but I would say that this showed that Saitama was impressed with the improvement from Genos, a sign that his disciple was truly growing. An instant classic is up next, and a loved one at that, for it's Moomin Rider who so valiantly fought against the Deep Sea King despite being beaten like a stepchild. Moomin Rider knew he was outclassed in every way, yet he charged ahead with everything he had, then got back up every time he was knocked down for the sake of every man, woman and child. And not only did he impress all of us viewers that day, he impressed Saitama too. He recognized Moomin Rider's heroic values and the will to save those who needed saving, despite the overwhelming odds against him. The Rider for Justice gave a great example of the fighting spirit which Saitama respects so highly, and without his actions to delay the Deep Sea King until Saitama's much needed arrival, many people would have died that day. Hit the like button if Moomin Rider impressed you in that episode too. The dominator of the universe, Boros, impressed the Baldy of the universe during and after his fight. Boros' incredible power earned the compliment of "you're strong" from Saitama, something he doesn't say lightly, and twice for that matter, since he said it once during the fight and then again after it. The events of this fight gave Saitama a level of battle he had yet to experience from an opponent ever since he broke his limiter, so it's a no-brainer that the level which Boros brought to the dance impressed him. Few people have claimed he felt sorry for Boros, which is why he said this line, thus suggesting he didn't mean it. However, Saitama reaffirms his impression of Boros when he meets Genos after, claiming that the opponent he fought was strong. In Saitama's mind, Boros was now dead, and too far away from the conversation to even hear him if he were still alive, so he'd have no reason to compliment Boros' ability to Genos if he truly did not mean it. And finally, the last person from the anime section, King. Yes, while I'm sure Saitama is impressed on some level with how damn good King is at video games, since he's even witnessed King be a pro gamer and also win a video game tournament with 0 difficulty, whether or not you think King's video game mastery actually deserves the label of impressing Saitama or not, he's actually on this list for a different reason. After the Super Fight tournament, Saitama was feeling demoralized about how maybe he truly had become too strong, and how maybe nothing would ever ignite his passion for being a hero again if he could not ever experience a battle that tested him, or if he'd ever learn anything anymore since his power has become so great, and so on and so forth. That's when he ran into King, and to avoid parroting everything King said, the S-Class hero essentially sets him straight on this thought process of being so strong that he's ultimately bored. King made him aware that until he knows what it means to be the greatest hero and everything that comes with that, ideals and all, then he can't afford to waste time feeling bored because there's still so much for him to learn as a hero. Saitama literally says in a genuine manner that King's speech was amazing. And you don't say something like that if you're not impressed. So whether you want to put King in this video for video games, the speech he pirated from a manga, or both together, King impressed Saitama at least once. Moving on to the bonus chapter section, which is safe for you if you're an anime only viewer, we have Bang. Saitama's already aware that Bang is strong since he's an S-class hero and a martial arts master to boot, but that doesn't automatically put you on this list. During the OVA where Bang challenged Genos and Saitama to a game of modified rock paper scissors, where you either attack with a toy hammer or defend using a bowl depending on your hand, Bang annihilated Genos so thoroughly that it inspired a previously uninterested Saitama into wanting to play. And then, from there, he utterly destroyed Saitama over 80 times in a row until Saitama finally scored a win, and had gotten so worked up that the game had to stop. This, of course, doesn't prove necessarily Saitama was impressed to any degree on its own. That is, however, until Fubuki of the Blizzard group challenged Saitama to a team battle in the bonus chapter titled Numbers. Tasked to bring 3 people to form his team against hers, Bang was one of those people Saitama called upon. Saitama had met a fair amount of people up to this point, and it's not like Bang is someone he is overly chummy with, so for me this means he brought Bang on the notion that he was impressed enough by him during previous interactions to represent the Saitama group in a challenge he didn't yet know the full details of. This isn't a concrete addition to this list of characters who have impressed Saitama, however, I think there's enough of a case here for it to be worth including, and can depend on your interpretation. If you're like me and think he should be in this video, great, and if not, no problem. And the last of the bonus chapter section is another S-class hero, Pig God. While Saitama was struggling to complete a huge serving challenge within a restaurant where you can eat for free if you finish it within 60 minutes, Pig God came in and ordered 20 of the huge servings and proceeded to finish it in one swoop, much to the shock of Saitama and Genos. Saitama was so inspired and riled up that he wanted to finish this huge serving no matter what with a renewed sense of spirit. This, again, is a contentious one. Could you say that Saitama was impressed by how Pig God finished 20 huge servings and made it look easy, which is what got Saitama so animated about trying to succeed in his own challenge? Yeah, you could say that. To me, that's a valid way to look at it. But again, if you only think Saitama can be impressed through being a hero or showing fighting spirit, and you don't accept situations like this, then feel free to disregard this one. Okay, warning time. We are now approaching manga material. Please be sure to like and comment if you've enjoyed the video so far, and one punch your way out of this video if you don't want to see manga events. Child Emperor has one of my favorite moments of impressing Saitama. After the bald hero arrives in the middle of the young lad fighting against Phoenix Man, he mostly takes a backseat to let the S-class hero deal with the situation, giving him his opportunity to overcome the situation on his own while being ready to step in at any given moment. During this, he witnesses Child Emperor display how valiant, brave, and capable he is. He rebuked Phoenix Man's attempts to coerce him into becoming a monster, and while he was at it, he told Phoenix Man that being a hero comes from the inside, that it's not just about wearing a costume or cheating your way to power, and that he'll follow the example of the hero he hopes to be. This kid's speech even got Saitama's full attention during the moment. Ugh, so freaking good. If they don't nail this moment properly in season 3, it might actually cause me to monsterize. Anyway, after Child Emperor loses access to his brave giant, Waganma panics, but Saitama says it'll be fine because that kid's strong on the inside. Low key, probably one of the best compliments Saitama has ever given someone. Once the fight is all said and done, Child Emperor nearly collapses, yet Saitama is there to catch him. And that's when he says, "You were pretty cool. Even if you think of yourself as a child, in reality, you're a great hero." Yeah, the young goat belongs in this video, without a doubt. The next person to impress Saitama within this arc was Flashy Flash. Despite them having a problematic meeting at first where Flashy Flash tried to kill Saitama, and Saitama was wondering if he had to show Flashy Flash why One Punch Man is called One Punch Man, eventually they start working together. During an intense minecart ride where Flashy Flash and Saitama work together to deal with mean monsters, Saitama earnestly remarks that Flashy Flash is not bad, and that he's kinda fast, suggesting that his tremendous ninjutsu and blistering speed impress Saitama to some degree. At least enough for him to openly compliment Flashy Flash on it. Of course, Flashy Flash wasn't happy with the wording, but that guy isn't easily pleased. Moving far along into the Monster Association arc to where Saitama has his fight with Garo, there's a lot of stuff which happens here. Whether or not Saitama is impressed during some of these moments is a little muddied by Saitama's headspace given the conditions of which this fight is unfolding. So you might argue that he's not impressed by Garo's power because he's more upset by what Garo did instead. However, one part that can absolutely be taken at face value without any analysing of whether he's too annoyed or upset to be impressed is when he clearly states that Garo's martial arts are awesome at the end of the fight. This is especially notable because in times before this, martial arts had never really gotten Saitama excited or lived up to what he was hoping for. So for Saitama to outright compliment Garo's martial arts like this truly shows he was impressed by what Garo was capable of. There's so much to this fight that can make this section longer with nuance, but to keep it simple where we can point to one part and say he impressed Saitama free from any conflicting emotion, this panel should do the job. Furthermore, just to double back on that bang section since we're in manga material, when Garo escaped after he was defeated, everyone was worried and Genos stated that Garo will probably be a repeat offender. But Saitama instead said that he'll be fine and that they should just leave the rest to the old man. Considering this is one of, if not the most dangerous threat they have ever faced in history who just escaped, it speaks volumes that Saitama trusts Bang to set Garo straight. Further proving why I think Bang is someone who has impressed Saitama too, due to the faith shown in him here. After Garo, we have Tatsumaki. Tatsumama. Fuck! Tatsumaki, like I said the previous 2 times, gave a large-scale effort against Saitama, who was trying to contain her from causing too much destruction. This happened when she started getting a little too fired up at the Hero Association headquarters, where she threatened to harm the Blizzard group since she viewed them as not being good enough for her sister, Fubuki. After Saitama stepped in to save them, he became Tatsumaki's ragdoll for a city-wide beatdown which saw him doing what he could to handle everything she threw at him. Eventually exhausting herself once she went all out, Tatsumaki fainted, only to awaken to Saitama informing her that she was very impressive, and that despite him trying to contain her rampage, he couldn't really pull it off the way he had hoped. Saitama literally says, very impressive, so it's a no-brainer that Tatsumaki genuinely impressed Saitama here. And multiple times in this series, Saitama advises people to start training more or harder, yet here he remarks that Tatsumaki must train very hard. This goes under the radar a little, but that comment shows Saitama's regard for her capability is so high that he automatically assumes she's put great amounts of work into what she does, and doesn't say that she needs to train harder or more like he said in the past to other strong people, which I think is a big compliment in of itself. Patting her on the head and stating that she'll be a great hero if she just doesn't break other people's stuff when she's mad, it's clear that Tatsumaki's power impressed our beloved Baldy. And last but not least, 2 young up-and-comers who might make a name for themselves one day, Blast and Empty Void. Nah, obviously, we know these 2 guys are insanely powerful, but so does Saitama. When out with Rover, Blast and the ninjas after defeating Empty Void, 2 divine beasts attacked. Jumping up to deal with them, Saitama was surprised to see Empty Void and Blast instantly kick into gear and defeat the monstrous creatures with no problem at all. Their display first caught his attention in a positive manner, then as he landed, he remarked, "Might as well leave this to the ones who are used to handling this stuff." I can't speak for you guys, but saying that about 2 people who just annihilated God-sent divine beasts whom appeared from a crack in the sky shows you at least acknowledge these guys are very, very good at what they do, which to me means Saitama was impressed enough to know they've got it covered from here. Going by Saitama's expression witnessing the attack, and his remarks after, I'd think they impressed him. And that about covers it for today. Every character who has legitimately impressed Saitama to a notable degree in some way or another as of the current anime and manga material. If you think I missed someone, let me know. Be sure to like the video, leave a comment for which of these was your favourite moment, and subscribe for more One Punch Man content from myself here at Saitama World. Also, there's a lot of fun videos on this channel, so click my icon and go watch some more. Like Chancellor Palpatine once said, do it!